Hi all, this is Joe. Welcome back to my channel. Continuing on with this month's Ironman Mark III build. Last video we had stages 66, 67, 68, 69. So we're going to continue on with 70. We'll do as many as we can in keeping the video short enough to tolerate this month. So I have 70 to 74 left. So here is stage 70. Nice big package. Yeah, I thought that big package of mine was my 1970 Dodge Charger parts, but no, it was the Ironman, and that's because of this figure stand that you can display your Ironman on. You can see half of it right there. That's the base plate for the stand. Got that nice Ironman logo, but that's not for stage 70. The instructions tell me to put that aside, and we're going to continue building that later. So that's what I'm going to do. Put that aside. And here's issue 70. It looks like this. Marvel Studios, searching for the Infinity Stones. Remember that saga. You can see Loki down here right before Thanos takes him out. And we got more storyline about the Infinity Saga. Neat. We come up to our build section. So take everything out. This is this piece, two springs. Let's take these out. And we have a bunch of screws. So we have QP screws and LP screws. I love the way these are marked, so you can delineate which screw goes where. You don't have to get. All right, so we're going to continue. In this section, we have the central leg support, which looks like here. And it's going to join later on with the pelvic. We did the last couple issues, the pelvis area. So step one, we have this piece, and this is the button. We're flipping it over, and we are installing this button. Just like that. It fits in there nice and snug. It anchors the rear center armor. Then we have two springs, and we put them on the pegs at the back of the button. So you got a big peg and a tiny peg. You can do that one. Get yourself some good tweezers. Okay, alrighty. And now we're taking this piece that from issue 65, a long time ago, and we are going to install it onto, looks like the springs are going to line up here. It appears. Okay, and then we compress this, and we have to install a screw. Can you see that right up in here? We're compressing that on down on the springs, and then you have a button. Just hope that that's lined up the way it should be. It's not. You can't see it, but I have to get that little peg onto this spring, and it's not cooperating. It's not lining up perfectly like it should. I get my glasses and see. Okay, it appears to be lined up. All right, so now we're going to secure this with a QP screw. Let's get this onto my screwdriver. Okay, that's not working. So let me just set it down inside. Okay, so that looks good. All right, so it looks like I have my springs in place properly. So now when I push the button, it springs back. See that? Nice. Okay, so moving on, we have this piece again. And this piece from the last time. All right, so we're taking these pieces left over from 68, 69, or 66, 67, 68, 69. And they slide in like this. And then we're taking the shell and we are connecting it. We got a lot of little studs that gotta line up. Let's try this again. Okay, I got it. So this piece, this pelvis piece, the shell lines up with this piece. Then you flip it around, keeping it together. Don't let it separate. Secure it with some LP screws, and that looks like that's it. And then we just test the all the panels that move, and that'll take care of issue 70. And please don't over tighten your screws here on this Ironman. Alrighty, so it's not the perfect of lineups, but it'll do. So when I guess he moves his legs, he needs room to move his legs. So these panels will move slightly out of the way, so that way he could lift his legs and so forth, you know, and then walk or run or whatever. So that looks pretty good. So the pelvis down and in, and now these hip panels. And that's issue 70. Okay, we're moving on to 71. All right, we're back at it. Issue 71. Here we have more of discovering the history of Ironman, the Industrial Revolution, info, more stories, and we get into our build. This one, we're working on central leg supports and the base. So here's the base. That's the other half of this one. We're going to set that aside. I think we're going to work on the central leg support first. Okay, so we have the supports here. We have these that look like this. So first thing, we have some pieces from previous builds I have to track down. They're in my case somewhere. All right, I had to go track down this bearing ring for the left hip joint. So first step is to take this guy, one of the hip joints, and that goes in here. Don't try and force it that way. Just don't try and force it through. Just feed it through that way. Okay, now we're going to take this and connect it with a leg support. A groove that fits the same shape as this. And there. And secure screws. And then repeat the process for the other one. Let me get the other one started. Okay, now let's see what the next page tells us to do. Tighten that up. All right, we are actually done with these two hip joints for now. Set them aside. They told us this will be installed at a later date. This is the hip armor later on. Don't need it right now. And now we're going to put the base together. So we have our two pieces. And they're going to be joined together with these clips and with these connector for the bases. So we're going to flip this over and start out with the clips. This will keep them together. So the clip goes in here. Run it down. And we have another clip for this side. I'm gonna run it down. And now all we do is install base connectors here. With all the LP screws. So let me get that going here. Next one, right here. All right, so we got another one here. We got them all the screws in here on these bases. But before I go any further, just want to look at it and make sure that everything is lined up. Maybe move it over slightly, and looks good. So now I'm going to secure the other side. So here is the first screw, second screw, third screw, and the last screw right here. And that completes issue 71. We have the base for Ironman. Very nice. Set that aside. We finished the pelvis area, and we got some hip joints. On to issue 72. Hello, here we are back with issue 72. This is what the magazine looks like. Ironman Noir, The Age of Adventure is the story for this edition. We have more story, Thor, Goddess of Thunder. Another story about female Thor. And then Submarine 4 Armor, Target Namor. A little story here. All right, so let's get into the build. Okay, first up we have this piece. This is the chest structure, and this has got a lot of weight to it. It's nicely painted. It's decorated here with the silver. Then we have the arc reactor holder, which attaches to the base plate. And then this is a reactor mast. It basically acts as a extension for the turning the arc reactor on and off. So here's the arc reactor. The button's back here. So now the other button's going to be in the back of Ironman, and it's going to push this on and off. That's how it's going to work. And then we have, which won't be installed now, and now we have the support mast that's going to hold up Ironman onto the base. So let's get into it. First up, we got the chest structure. And we install the arc reactor holder. Fits right in. We get a couple of EM screws. Turn that in. Turn that screw nice, secure. We have a second screw. Install that here. And that secures the reactor holder to the chest structure. Okay, next up we have the reactor mast base. It just fits over like so, and then we have this piece that goes over it, and we secure that with some IP screws. Let's get my screw ready. That cannot stay in place. Let's flip this around. It feels like it's a little loose. No, it goes around the other way. Because you have little grooves here that fit over the posts. Install one screw. Let's install that one. Nice and snug. And there, that's it. Seems kind of loose, but we'll go with it. Alright, next up we have the support mast for Ironman. And we have these guide pins. That comes with these guide pins. Just take them, and there's a little notch here that lines up with the notch here. And then you just press these guide pins. Got one started. We'll get the other one started. Using the back of my screwdriver. I don't have any baby hammers or anything like that. Once I get it started like that, then I can use my my pliers to seat them the rest of the way. There we go. Just use my needle nose very gently to like push them down, and they're nice and flush, both sides. Then last thing we have to do, it's kind of like acts as a slippery base. We have these adjustment stickers. They say attach it to the bottom so it makes it slide easier going through the base. Let's get that lined up like that, and we just wrap it around. Perfect. And that is it. That completes stage 72. Just playing around with the arc reactor. Remember I told you this is the button here, turns the arc reactor on, and I felt that that was a little bit sloppy, but it is for a reason. We need that space, because when I do finally end up fitting it, you see how that it straightens up and takes out all the slack. And then in the back of Ironman, you push this button and it turns the reactor on and off. So I just thought I'd show you guys that. All right, we're back with issue 73. Looks like this. Here's the cover. Oh, looks like Ironman teaming up with this issue. We got Carnage Return, 2 against the Symbiote. Nice story right there. They're fighting Venom. And then your additional stories, 60 Glorious Years of Iron Man. And it talks about all these different issues. And the Godbuster, Iron Man Reloaded. Interesting, gotta read that. Okay, now we get into the build. So we have the breastplate right here. We also have neck armor. We got some breastplate elements. We got a left side and a right side. Comes with GM, KM, and IP screws. And then last but not least, the support bracket we're going to assemble. And that is going to hold Iron Man in place onto the stick. Something like that. Be spring loaded, and it's going to hold his waist area so he could stand up on his stand. We'll get to that after this. This is fairly easy. First things first, we have to install these breastplate decorations here, elements, and we're going to secure them with some IP screws. So here's one, tight fit, tight fit. They don't perfectly line up, then it like knocks it off the screwdriver. Get another one. Got to look down the hole, line it up, and screw it in. Okay, now the right side, you could tell has an R inside here. Get a screw ready. And last one. Next up, we are going to add the breastplate to the neck armor. Then we're going to add all of this to the front chest that we worked on last issue. So you take this and we install it on here. We got some posts, attaches, we have some guide pins so you know you have it in there properly. Some more IP screws. Doesn't fit really snug until you screw it in there. So we got that. Some more IP screws. Grab another one. All right, so now we have that done, and this could go onto the front, and it just fits on. And screws right here. Are they IP screws? Yes, they are. That fits kind of snug. It's not falling off. I can free up the hand. Get that one started. Grab another one. Get that one in there, tight and tight. So that ends this portion. That's all for this section. I'll flip it over. I don't want to break that bar. So now let's finish up this. We got some adhesive strips right here, so it's to protect the armor of Ironman when it's gripping his waist. You put them on the inside here, basically like a claw that grips his waist. It stands him up on the base. But this is like a foam rubber, and it won't scratch him up. And then one more on this claw. There we go. I did a better job on that one. Push the edges down so it doesn't grab. Next up, you take your spring, put it inside here. There's a groove. Got a groove for this this arm. Okay. And then the other groove matches up with this one. You orient it so fits over like so. And you secure it with a GM screw. This one has the wide base, kind of like a built-in washer. Screw that in there. There you go. And then you just, this handle, you open it up like that, and you put Ironman inside. Okay, and now you attach this wherever you like. One of his legs. You're gonna have like the pelvis hair area, and the waist will be up here. So yeah, we're gonna kind of follow suit. We're gonna put it, let's see, 2 down, 1 down from the top, and we're gonna secure it with some KM screws. Screw ready, and this finishes off this stage, stage 73. We'll move on to the last stage, stage 74. And that'll be all for this month. So after today, we will have these screws. Don't tighten them down too hard to run them down. Don't tighten them at all. We're just holding this in place for now, and you might have to adjust this up or down. So like I was saying, 74, 100 minus 74, that leaves 26 stages. You do the math, 26 divided by 9. So that'll be like 3 months left, and we'll be done with Ironman. Okay, I'm gonna set up and get the next stage. All right, stage 74, the last one for this month. After this, I have a quick little build up for the battery box for my main base for the Ironman stage. Ironman base, display base. But this one's really simple. Look, we just have there's the magazine. Let's do that first. Got the Fix Me Brain Drain story here. More Ironman. Yeah. Then we have Norman Osborn's Insanity. Oh, that's interesting. This fits on. It's one way. This goes over the arc reactor, I guess. Oh, down here this way. You have to fit them, maneuver it, fit those posts into the holes. They are all lined up. And we install 4 IP screws. So here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that finishes this stage. I'll be right back for the real quick base setup. So that chest plate is looking real nice. Okay. Okay, last but not least, we have our premium base. This is the base that lights up. It's different than the stand that we were just working on. So I guess you could pick and choose which would you prefer to have the Ironman displayed on. This bigger one that lights up, or the smaller one, depending on room, I think. So set this aside for a second, and we have our base cover. We're gonna flip over. We have our battery box and cover, and we have the support. Then we got some screws, EM screws. Got those there. Now we have IM screws right here. Okay, first up we take the battery box, and we're going to install it onto our base. Only goes one way, and we're going to secure it with some IM screws. So we got looks like 4 IM screws. Here's one. All right, and here's the correction to this battery box install. It's EM screws, and there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Battery box, not that great a shape. Hopefully it doesn't break later on. So I can use AAA. Next up, we take turn base cover, can like this, and we install it, position it over the large base. Now we need room, lots of room. Okay, turn the base over like so, and it looks like it goes on like right here with this computer board I'm putting down at the bottom, and I'm putting this so it's close to it. 1, 2, 3, 4 posts fit on there. It doesn't go all the way down, just fits right on top. Now this one we use the EM screws, 4 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alrighty, so now we plug the battery box into this terminal board, circuit board. It's going to be right in this corner here. Let's get a little bend on it. Position and snapped in. Okay, and last thing we got is the support. This piece, and where does it go? It goes, we also have the cover, battery cover. Let's get that in there so we don't lose it. IM screws. So there's 1 and 2, and that takes it. That is it for this month. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're interested in this model, go to fanhome.com, and you can sign up for the subscription there. Hope to see you build as well. This is really fun, interesting, and stand by for my next edition, next videos for my 1970 Dodge Charger here in the next couple days. Thanks again. Bye.